everyone, and welcome back, and thanks for joining me again. I have a Magic the Gathering Arena deck showcase here. This is a all bear one. Before we go over the deck, I would like to say that I am working on getting the rest of the Resident Evil 4 remake edited. The game's taking a whole lot longer to beat than I had originally intended, and the videos are being a lot more lengthier than I intended, and trying to edit them all is taking quite a while. So I will have those out hopefully next week, the rest of the game. But until then, enjoy this video along with a couple others that I have coming out this weekend. One of the games will be Unimusha. I hope I pronounced that right. Very fun game, so definitely stay tuned for that. But let's go over some bears. We have Adventurous Impulse. It costs 1 green mana. You get to look at the top 3 cards of your library. You reveal a creature or land, put it into your hand, put the rest in the bottom of your library. It's good for searching a card that, what you need in your hand. Do you need a land in your hand? Do you need a creature in your hand? Well, there you go. You got your options. Blizzard Brawl. There's a bear in the artwork. We're going to try to keep this all bear themed as much as we can. Blizzard Brawl. Choose target creature you control and target creature you don't control. And if you control 3 or more snow permanents, the creature you control gets a +1/+0 and gains indestructible until end of turn. Then those creatures fight each other. So essentially, if you have 3 snowlands out on the field and you play Blizzard Brawl, your creature will get +1, become indestructible. That's very good. Only cost 1. It's got a bear in the artwork. Run 4. This is going to be the main card of the deck. Queen Among Bears. A 2 for a 2/2. And you can do one of these 2 options, either or. Well, no, you can only pick one. You can only pick one option. Whenever a bear enters your battlefield, you can either put 2 +1/+1 counters on a bear, or you can have your a target bear fight a creature you don't control, which is quite amazing because that is essentially like almost giving your creatures haste, kinda. Since, say for instance, you have Queen Among Bears out and you play another bear, like our bear cub right here. Normally the bear cub's going to have summoning sickness, of course, but with this effect, you can actually use it to fight the opponent's creature and kill it real quick while your creature still has summoning sickness. So it's kind of a little neat little trick there. But 2 bear cub, it's adorable. Run 2 or run 4, run 40. It's adorable. Bear cub. Gaia's Blessing. This card right here is, if you ever find yourself running running up against mill decks, this is a card you're gonna want in any deck that runs green. As when Gaia's Blessing hits your graveyard from your deck, basically by your opponent milling, you get to return all cards in your graveyard back to your library, which is amazing. Now, you can cast it just from your hand to target 3 cards in your graveyard to return them to your library to draw a card, which is still good, but it's that last effect there that is amazing to counter mill decks. Because as long as you have Gaia's Blessings in your deck, you will not lose to a mill deck. At least more than one, of course. We have 4 Gaia's Gift. Sorry if I butcher some of these names. I am not the best. Put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. It gains reach, trample, hexproof, and indestructible till end of turn. Very, very good card. Protects you from reach. Gives your creature hexproof, indestructible, a +1/+1. Just all sorts of goodies just for 2 green mana. Definitely run 4 of those. Then we have Mother Bear, another 2 for 2/2. You will realize that the majority of the cards in this deck do only cost 2. This is a relatively low cost mana deck. Mother Bear, when she dies, we can exile it from our graveyard for 5 to create 2 bear creature tokens. And now, if we have Queen Among Bears out and we use that ability to create the 2 tokens, her ability will proc twice because 2 bears are entering the battlefield. So it's very good. Run 4 of those. That way we can at least always have some bears on the field. Well, that's the idea. We got 2 Return to Natures to deal with destroying artifacts or enchantments. Since there's really not any bears that deal with destroying artifacts and enchantments that well, we have 2 Wilson Bear Comrade. Let's see, I'm going to try to... Okay. For 2, we can play our 2/2. He has Reach, Trample, and Ward 2. But for 4, you can specialize into one of these colors over here, depending on which one you tap. Since we're running a blue with their green, we could specialize them into this right here, which will make him unblockable, which is pretty nice. Not to mention we can exile him from our graveyard to make one of our creatures unblockable. Or we can just pay the green mana and transform him to his Majestic Bear form, 5/5. Yeah, exile him from your graveyard, put a 1/1 counter on a creature on your bear, give it Reach, Trample, Ward 2, so that's pretty good. I only run 2, probably would run more, but they're rares, so we just run 2 for now. We run 1 Sylvian Anthem. Green creatures you control get a +1/+1, and whenever a green creature enters the battlefield, we get to scour it. We get to look at the top card of our deck and either put it on top or put it on the bottom, which is very good since this is an all-green deck. It synergizes extremely well with this card coming up in a second. We have 2 Season of Renewals that allow you to return a creature card from your graveyard to your hand just in case one of your important bears get destroyed, or you just need another creature back to your hand. Or you can choose this other ability and you can get an enchantment card from your graveyard to your hand. Or you could choose both. Very good. Season of Renewal goes on to play with the bears the whole season. Renewal, yada yada yada. It's a pretty good card. A little cheeky. Alright. Tribute to the World Tree. Now, compare this with the Anthem down here. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield under our control, we're going to be able to draw a card if its power is 3 or greater. If not, we get to put 2 +1/+1 counters on it. Now, if you have that out with that out, not only will your creatures be getting +3 if they're under 3 power, but you'll be able to scry one and then draw that card. So literally, you could take a card off the top of your deck. It's a dead card you don't need. Move it to the bottom, and then draw with World Tree. So it's a pretty little decent draw engine right there. The next bear up on the list is Spirit of the Elder Guard. So 4 for a 0/4. When he enters the battlefield, you can search your library for a snow land card, reveal it, put it into your hand. He gets a +1/+0 for each other snow permanent you control. So essentially, he's a 4 for a 4/4, but he can be bigger depending on how many lands you have out. So that is very good. He can get pumped up very, very quickly. Run 4 of those. We have 1 Wild Onslaught. There's a bear in the artwork, so they classify them in the bear deck. For 4 mana, we get to put a +1/+1 on each creature we control. If we pay the kicker of 4, we could put 2 +1/+1s on each creature we control. So it's not bad. Just run 1. We run 1 Polar Werebear. He's at 4 for a 4/5, And as long as he hasn't been dealt damaged, he has hexproof. But once damage has been dealt by Werebear, he is going to lose that hexproof. So remember that. Now, whenever he deals combat damage to a player, you get to create a food token. Then you can tap blue mana to sacrifice a food token to draft a card from his spell book over here, which is very handy because it gives you a plethora of options to choose if you need to. And then you can pay 3 blue mana to spend this mana only to cast blue creature spells. So, it's very good. We have 3 Great Hinge. The spell costs X less to cast, where X is the greatest power among creatures you control. So say we just have Werebear out on the field right here. That's going to reduce its cost by 4, dropping it down to, 5? So yeah, that's very good. We get to tap it, add 2 green mana, we gain 2 life, and whenever a non-token creature enters the battlefield, we get to put a +1/+1 counter on it and draw a card. It combos really well with the World Tree and the Sylvan Anthem into a pretty much your draw engine of your deck, pretty much. And then you have your lands. Got 17 Snow Forest and the dual of green and blue Thornwood Falls. So that's the bear deck. We're going to go ahead and we're going to do, 2-3 matches like we normally do. Let you see how the deck is. Hope you all enjoy. Don't expect this deck to get you into Mythic rank or something like that. I mean, it is kind of competitive, but for the most part, it's just a really fun deck. Now, see, that's not necessarily a good hand. We would have to really hope we can draw into a creature, probably a couple of creatures. So I think we might mulligan this one. Dang, that's no better. Dang, that's really no better. Take one more mulligan. Yep, that's going to be our mulligans. Can't take any more. But that's not bad, though. We'll keep that. We'll have to return 2 cards, so we'll return that. Hopefully our opponent is not playing a very fast deck, because we did just have to take almost 3 mulligans. It's best to go ahead and get those enchantments out like that in this deck as soon as possible, so you can start benefiting. I would probably run more of those, but again, they're rares, and we're not investing all those rares into it. We have other decks to make. But if you have the rares, you can definitely make this deck a little bit more competitive by adding in a few extra copies of a few cards and dropping a few others, depending on your liking. Are you gonna let me game on one life, buddy? Really cool playing field. Reminds me of Smog from Lord of the Rings. So this bear will come in, well, the 4 or 5 now, but we'll be able to add a land to our hand, so we can make it bigger. Bigger bear. Big bear, good. Man doesn't have anything else. Now that might pose a problem if we cannot get gonna gain 4 life. Hopefully we draw the queen. Dang. might lose this one. Normally when she hits the field, it's normally game over. Normally. Get pumped up and pumped up, and you ain't gonna be able to block. I had trampling and lifelink from that stupid card right there. That's what this deck needs, is probably more return to natures. Since bears really don't have any specific creature cards that deal with destroying artifacts and enchantments, which kind of sucks. Like some of our other cards that we showcase that have the capabilities of destroying artifacts and enchantments whenever you deal damage or attack. I said that's a better hand. A much better hand. Didn't have to take any mulligans this time. Sometimes this game just works against you. That RNG algorithm crap just don't like you sometimes. It's like when you're gambling at a casino and they see you're winning too much. Technically, we really need to play the World Tree, but he's got quite a lot of creatures, so we need to spin down his horde, so to speak. Kind of dumb. I keep forgetting that's not Snowland, that's just a regular land. Well, that's what we have that card for, so. sucks. It costed a lot of mana to do that. Hopefully we can draw another bear on our next turn, and then we'll be able to dish out some serious damage. There we go, victory. What was that? 1L, 1W? Let's see if we can, break that one more time. Ain't the best hand in the world. We'd be, we'd be hoping for some, definitely hoping for more mana. We're gonna have to mulligan. That one's a bit better. We can return Gaia's Blessing, since that doesn't need to be in our hand. We would rather have that in the deck, just in case if we are up against a mill deck. That's pretty good right here, though. Start with that. We'll start that. We'll probably go with her. Playing red too, so her queen might get destroyed as soon as she hits the field. I'm not too sure. Normally all red is a lot of burn, deal straight damage. You gonna play there, Yoshi? There he goes. Man's thinking real hard. Let's see if he destroys it. If so, that's fine. We'll at least have one of his removal cards out of his hand. See, we won't get the indestructible because that's not a snow. We only control 2 at the moment. So we'll have to wait a turn to cast Blizzard Brawl. But we can go in for a 4/4 is fine. Put a little bit of pressure on. It ain't like he's going to attack with the 1/3. You gotta get rid of that card fast before it turns into something very broken. That's called Freaky Jeeky. Not a nice card. Not in the slightest. Alright, so we should be able to do this. Control 3 or more. Ah, damn. Should've got rid of that one. Crap. That's game. He definitely won. Oh, that's about to come into play. Yeah, he won. I haven't fought that deck before, a shaman deck. That's kinda cool. It's nice when you see creature types that don't get a lot of play like that. Shamans and bears and stuff. It's pretty cool. No. Fuck that card. Stupid shaman. Well, we didn't do too good on this one, but again though, this deck it's not as competitive as others. Well, not the, like I said, it's just not competitive, especially when you're playing in like Diamond and Mythic. Yeah, it's just more of a for fun deck. But I hope you've all enjoyed. I will be making some more Magic the Gathering decks and showing them off here and there, so definitely stay tuned for those. One last time, here is the deck for you to see. As always, like, subscribe, comment, let me know if there's any games down below you would like to see me play, any Magic decks you would like to see me make. Yes,